Hello. Hello, everyone. Sorry, I'm a little froggy today. Hello. Welcome to our Needle and Prose Book Lovers Club meeting for the month of February. Today is February 18th, 2026. I'm Angela with Happy Little Stitch Shop. And today we're here for our Book Lovers Club meeting. How are you guys? Hopefully there are some people out here. Today we're going to talk about the first part of the book that we are reading. So our current book that we are reading right now is Homecoming by Kate Morton. Hello, Penny. Hello, Laurel. Hello. So we are through the first half. Good morning, Roxana. We are through the first half of our Homecoming book by Kate Morton. I would love to know what you guys are thinking about it. I have a few discussion questions that I would love to get your feedback on, just to kind of chat about it a little bit this morning. I know that it's hard to chat about it, over YouTube where you have to type in responses, but I always like having these meetings before we announce the next book, because part of being part of a book club is to read it together and foster discussion and conversation, and you're experiencing the same story at the same time with this group of people. And so I would really love to keep the discussion going. So Laurel says, great book. I couldn't put it down. I was the same when I was reading it. I was like, oh my gosh, what is happening? Good morning, Lana. I am feeling well. I sound a little bit froggy. I think everybody in our house is better and back on their feet. So hopefully I'm just the final straggler and I don't have it bad. I just have some stuffiness, some throat stuff, a little bit of a cough, a sore throat, like that kind of stuff. But I don't have a fever. I'm not like laid up in bed. Like I can still be up doing stuff. But I do sound a little bit froggy. So I'm sorry about that. Roxana, my favorite book so far. It's mine too, I think. My favorite book so far too. Lana, love this book. Okay, so tell me. So at this point, Percy has come upon the scene at the house, right? And we're kind of delving into what happened there. And we just finished part 4. And so at the end of part 4, we're into the book, right? Let me make sure. Yeah. So we're kind of reading a book within a book, as if they were sleeping books. So we're kind of reading that at the end of part 4. And it ends with Nora is staying back at home and the rest of the family is headed out for their picnic. So at this point, I would love to know what you guys are thinking. Do you think you have it figured out? What do you think happened in this situation? I would love to know at this point what you are thinking. And number 2, and this is mainly for Laurel, do you feel like they depicted the Australian landscape appropriately in this book? Like, I wouldn't know. I've never been to Australia, but do you feel like it was depicted accurately in this book? Hello, Barbara. Laura, good morning. Great book, says Marcia. I loved it too. Cheryl, good morning. Hope you feel better. Thank you. The sickness is out of our house. Like the antibiotics did the trick. Everybody's back on their feet. I've got a little bit of but it's not bad. And so I think if I can just keep this at bay, so far I've been able to keep it at bay. So that's good. It hasn't taken hold fully. So if I can keep that going, then I think we should be good. So I'm curious, what are you guys thinking at this point in the book? Do you think you have it figured out? And Laurel, Australia, is it depicted correctly or accurately? The names of places were challenging. Yeah, it was a lot to try to figure out in place. I agree. I'm kind of feeling that way in the current book that I'm reading right now. But I'm just at the beginning, so I haven't like fully gotten into it. Cheryl says, I have a feeling it is something that oh my gosh, I'm on the edge of my seat. I never used my dictionary app so much while reading. The landscape depictions were beautiful and haunting, says Lana. I agree. It made me want to go see this house. Like I wanted to go see it. I had no clue what was going to happen. Me either. I did not have the end figured out. And normally I can kind of figure it out or at least get close. And with this one, I was not even close. I mean, I kind of knew some of the parts, but I had not come to a conclusion. And I definitely did not come to the conclusion that it was. Yeah, you do think it was depicted accurately. So Laurel has lived in Australia in the past, and so that's why I'm asking her this question. I've never been to Adelaide, but what I know of Sydney, it's spot on. I have been to the part of Sydney many times. Nice. I definitely did not come to the conclusion that it was either. Me either. That does not normally happen to me with books. I mean, I might not get it spot on right, but I might like at least be in the ballpark. So here is another question. Who is your favorite character so far and why? I wasn't even close. Yeah. I know that's what makes it so good though. Like when you do get to the end, has everybody gotten to the end, or are there still people who are like in the second half? That's my other question, because now the goal will be to finish the second half by the middle of March. And in the middle of March, I'll announce the next book. The young daughter that went to the shed in the woods and she brought back something from the jars, and not much is said about that. I did not predict the ending at all until the very end. Yes, same. So at this part, I feel like my favorite character, what is the name of the Percy's wife, the store owner from the town? What is her name? Is it Margaret? I feel like it starts with an M. At this point, she was my favorite character at this point. What is her name? Meg. Is that her name? Is that the store owner? She owns it with Percy. I feel like it's Meg. Yes. Yeah. So Meg was my favorite at this point. I was like, oh, she is so nice. I want to be friends with Meg. She's so thoughtful and she's like, chill, and she's very friendly to everybody in town. And so she stood out to me at this point as like, oh, she's nice. I like her. Roxana is still reading it. No, I have not read to the end, but I'm close, says Cheryl. Marcia, I skirted around the ending, but didn't nail it. Yeah, I couldn't either. I would say maybe I did a little bit of skirting too. Like I kind of, some parts, but not the whole thing. For sure, not the whole thing. Meg. Exactly. Took care of everybody. Yes, she took care of everybody. She was so nurturing and so kind. So Meg for everybody. She really stood out to me. I was like, oh, I like Meg. Percy is a close second, Marcia. I agree. I really like Percy too. Yes. So the two of them together, they were like, for me, I was like, oh, I really like that couple. They seemed really sweet, thoughtful. My favorite character, Percy. Yes, I agree with Percy. Meg and Percy, I think, for sure, stand out for me. Okay. Here's my other question. What do you think about Jess? Um, the title. So here's one of the group questions. The title Homecoming holds significance for Jess's story, for Jess's part of the story. Does it have meaning for any other character's journey at this point in the story? And what does homecoming mean or feel to you? Also agree with Percy. Did not see the end coming. Total shock, says Sharon. I liked Percy too. Lana, I would want to be Meg's friend, but my heart went out to Percy. He was suffering but cared for everybody. That is true. That is true. He was looking out for everybody. I liked both of them. So, what do you think? Does homecoming and what do you think of Jess's character? I feel kind of bad for Jess's character. She's got some stuff to figure out. And kind of feels like she's wandering and doesn't have a grounded place, a stable place. So I kind of didn't like that for her. I was hoping for better for her. Very complicated situation with Jess. I agree, Penny. I felt sad for her during this story. I was like, oh, maybe as a mother trying to provide security and stability for your kids and knowing that she grew up kind of without that to a certain extent, and then didn't really have that anchor even as an adult. So I was hoping for happiness for her, like finding stable happiness. I like Jess and I can empathize with her, says Sharon. Yeah, I think there are probably a lot of people out there who can. And yeah, it's hard. It just goes to show you how everybody walks a different path, right? Everybody walks a different path in life. And it's good to go through life being cognizant of that. Like the saying is not wrong. Until you've walked a mile in someone else's shoes, you don't really know whether that be good or bad. So yeah, Jess was a complicated character. There were many layers to her and to what she was dealing with. What did you think at this point of Jess's relationship with her mom? How did you feel about it at this point? That is so true of all of us. Yeah, that is so true. Sometimes it's easy to forget that. Like if you need to walk a mile in someone else's shoes in order to really understand. And even then it's impossible, because even if you walk a mile, you're not there for all of the other things that play into whatever's going on. So I try to be cognizant of the fact that there's no way to know what other people are going through, what's on other people's plates, what they're dealing with. It's easy to forget that though, and not be kind of a empathetic human sometimes. I was puzzled not knowing all of the situation. Yes, with the mom. So at this point in the book, I was really disappointed in Jess's mom. I was like, what is going on? I don't understand. Like, I thought, okay, is she having some mental health struggles? And maybe it was better for her to not be in Jess's life, because I can understand that. Maybe that was the stoic thing for her to do, even though it was hard for her, was to let Jess go stay with Nora, because it would have been better for her and hopefully provided her with a better life. So I was kind of waffling between that. I was trying to understand what was going on with Jess's mom and trying to empathize with her, trying to put myself in her shoes and be like, well, if she's struggling with this, and this, but it was all very vague. We didn't get like real concrete information about Jess's mom at this point. And so I was very confused, a little bit disappointed at times, a little bit like, why aren't you there more for your daughter, but trying to maybe understand what factors could prevent her from doing that and be justified in a way. So I was confused because the information up to this point about Jess's mom was kind of here and there and not really straightforward. Yes, I was sad about Jess and her mom. I couldn't quite understand why they were estranged. Agree, because it was very vague up to this point. Laurel, yeah, I was shocked. Jess had a lot to figure out. And the mother seemed like a hippie free spirit. A little bit. Yes. So then that was another part of me was like, okay, maybe she's kind of just off doing her own thing. I mean, I don't know. I was trying to I was trying to wrap my head around that relationship and what was going on. Cheryl, I think it's complicated. Jess's mom was not in her life much. I agree. Penny was difficult to like at this point. I agree. Confused. Like, I don't know that I didn't like her necessarily. I did have moments of like, what is going on? Like, I wanted to understand what was happening. And I was trying to understand that, but it was very confusing at this point. So it was a little bit like, come on, Penny, what's going on? But it all comes together. It all comes full circle eventually. And then it makes a little more sense. And then I had a change of heart, right? Like once I understood more, and then I was like, oh, well, poor Penny. She had a lot on her plate too, you know? So liking the book to this point, for those of you who have not finished it, are you excited to jump into the second half? And again, we will meet mid-March to discuss the rest of the book and the rest of this book, the rest of Homecoming by Kate Norton. We'll meet mid-March to discuss the rest of it, so the second half of it. And then I will announce the next book during our March meeting. What do you guys think of book club? Are you enjoying book club so far? And do you like having these meetings every month to chit chat a little bit for a little bit of time about the book? Are you liking the choices, the book choices? And are you enjoying book club? Is it something you want to continue? Hello, Susan. Hello. Penny, at that point, I was a little bored with it because so much was misunderstood. Yes. Cheryl, I was wondering about the relationship of Nora and Penny. What was Nora really like when Penny was younger? Yes, I agree. Penny says, love book club. Oh, good. You're just listening as I bind a quilt. Love this book club. Oh, good, Michelle. Good. So people would like to continue with book club? ? And do you like having these meetings? Or do you just want to have a book assigned and you just want to have meetings to announce the new book and not have the in-between meetings? Do you like having the meeting like we're having today, where we just touch base, chat a little bit about a section of the book? Or are you like, I could do without those. I don't need them. Laurel, I'm enjoying book club. I like not having to pick the book, just enjoy the book. Oh, that's good. Love book club. And yes, I like the monthly get-together. So Cheryl, yes to all. Please continue with meetings. I enjoy book club. Okay, Arlene. Sharon, I really enjoy reading the books you pick. I like the discussions we have at this tea time. I'm not very good at posting on Fable. Please continue the mid-book chats. I like the meetings, said Susan. Lana, I really enjoy this club. I have liked all the books and like hearing others' thoughts. Please continue. Okay, good. Yay. I like it too. So I already know the next book. So I already have that picked and I'm excited to share that one with you. I think that'll be a good one. Maybe not as fabulous as this one, but still really good. And I was my friend and I, who read a lot of these books together, we rate the books on suckiness, meaning how much do they suck us in. And the next book that I'm going to reveal next month. So this one was really sucky. This one really sucked me in. And the next one really sucked me in too. So I hope that you'll like that one as well. So we'll plan to get together mid-March. I'll include that on my March live stream schedule when I release that towards the end of February, beginning of March. But it'll be the middle of March, and we'll talk about the rest of this book, Homecoming by Kate Morton. I think that after reading this book, she's going to become like a favorite author of mine. I can see myself. I already have in my unread library like 3 or 4 other books by her. So I can for sure see her being a go-to author for me. But between now and mid-March, we'll read the rest of this book, and then we'll chit-chat about the end of the book at our March meeting, and I will announce the new book at our March meeting. It's a pleasure to read someone else's book choice. Oh, good. That's nice to hear. I'm glad that you guys are liking it, because it is a little bit high pressure to pick a book for book club. Because you don't know how it's going to be received. And so it is a little bit like, oh, I don't know. But I'm glad that you guys have liked them so far. I've read a few of hers, and her style is a fave. I have to agree. I'm excited to read some more of hers for sure. So these meetings, these monthly meetings, are kind of short. We usually try to keep it between 20 and 30 minutes, and just chit chat a little bit, touch base about the book, get some feedback about how you guys are liking it, ask some questions to see have some discussion about the first part of the book. And then that's about it. So thank you so much for being part of our Needle and Prose Book Lovers Club. If you haven't joined on Fable, please join on Fable. I did not do a very good job this month because of life of posting some discussion questions on there for the first part. So I'm going to try to get some discussion questions posted out there for the second part. Typically, I will try to post like a discussion question in, a few chapters in the first part that we're reading, and then some of the chapters in the second part that we're reading, so that it can foster some discussion through Fable. That's a really good platform to be able to have those discussions and not give away any spoilers, because if you haven't read to that chapter, then just don't go into that discussion room. If you have read through that chapter, then go into the discussion room and participate in the discussion. So if you haven't joined Fable, please go out and join that, and look for our Needle and Prose Book Lovers Club. We should be public out there, and you can join it. And then I also post like the next book, and you can see a list of all the books that we've read that should be attached to that club. It's a good place to keep track of what we're doing here. So if you haven't joined that, take a peek at it. It's free. There's no charge, and you can join that to be part of the discussions on there. And then I will see you in mid-March for the rest of this book and to announce our new book. Let me know in the meantime if you need anything. I am here. For any of our Stitching with Lori Club members, we have a meeting this afternoon at 1 p.m. my time, so I will see some of you there. And for tomorrow, we will have our Friends Thursday Quilting live stream tomorrow at 1:30, so I hope to see a bunch of you there as well. Have a great rest of your day, you guys. Happy Wednesday to you. I will see you again soon. Until next time, take care.